almost. And we are live on TikTok. Give me just a second here to open it up and share it. And it takes a second for these to all load. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Lunar Llamas official Blue Moon event. We've had events going on all day long. We started our day with our wellness whisperer, Tracy, of flourishwithtracy.com. She is one of our teachers in Lamaskar. She is an amazing asset. She talked about going raw, talked about rawgist and all this stuff. We had our Bhakti Bite session, our little mini bite-sized self-care sessions where we practiced a mudra that was in alignment with this moon. And then we heard from our lead of the lute, Billy, about our Llama lute and that whole gamifying the Sangha. That's super exciting news. If you missed any of these classes, you can find the replays on YouTube and on Facebook. And if you're a member, they will also be in the Sangha as well. So we are here, official chat about the Blue Moon now. And I would like to introduce you to our in-house shaman, our firefly mystic, Jeffrey.
How are we doing? Magical blessings, llamas. Thank you, as always, Deborah. As always, it's a pleasure. The welcoming that all of you have shown me is just truly soul tribe. It's beautiful. It's amazing. The community is so welcoming. In all the lives, it's been wonderful. But this blue moon, these energies have been quite powerful, haven't they? Have you agree with that?
So they've been. This is actually something. Oh, hold on, just a second. On Zoom here. Sorry, Billy. Just a sec. Spotlight and spotlight. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Little techie. Okay, so yeah. The energy has been really powerful. And actually, I wanted to share with everybody the experience I had last night. So I actually reached out to Jeffrey for some guidance on a ceremony. I usually do my kind of ceremonies, clearing ceremonies, things that I need to move through. I usually do them pretty much following my intuition and some tools that I have had in the past. But this time I really needed it to be powerful. I needed it to be focused. I needed it to be strong. And I reached out to our Firefly Mystic, and he gave me just a few tools. We had a nice little chat about it. But let me tell you that this is the reason for consulting a shaman. Because when I did the ceremony, I had an experience of watching. And I don't mean somewhere in the corner of my eye. I don't mean sort of thinking I saw something. I mean, I had to check to see if it was the incense doing this. I saw little bits of black, like ash almost, coming off of my body. And I kept seeing it. I saw these straight in front of my face. They were coming off. I lit incense and I started seeing them happen. So I moved across the room and stayed across the room and stood there watching them continue to come off my body. So I just want to add a little gratitude, because not only is this energy of the moon powerful, but so is your presence. So is your magic. So thank you very much. And I'm really looking forward to the way that you're going to guide us through this full moon.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I'm glad that it worked, as it works for anyone that puts their intentions towards it. And, just a quick talk on blue moons. They usually happen every 2 to 3 years. Not always the case. It's usually 2 full moons in the same month or in the same sign. And basically it just amplified that full moon's energy already. And all full moons are great for releasing tying loose ends up and just letting them off into the ethers, burning them like ashes, hence the ashes that you witnessed. That's all that was occurring. But it's great that you visually saw it. Not too many people can. So that's where you get the skeptics that come into play.
That was nuts. Like, I've seen stuff before, but to like, that was intense. And I know that it was amplified by the fact that we are under a blue moon right now, because this is some really powerful energy.
And it's a full moon, which, full moons, we know are very powerful, all about releasing, but it's in Pisces. Pisces has the two fish, right? Like the yin and yang. So, and Pisces is a water sign. So we're being in the flow, and the fishes represent abundance normally. So we're in abundant energy of massive releasing of old negative emotional patterns. And that's what's crucial about this moon that strikes at 6:35 p.m., 9:35 Eastern Standard Time. But it peaks, and I'll tell you, tonight is the night. Yeah. Get out there, get under the moon, enjoy that glow from the goddess, because she's shining down and she is burning the dark away.
And if I understand correctly, the difference between a new moon and a full moon in those energies is like the new moon is the time to kind of go within, maybe do that shadow work, find those deeper places, kind of go into the cave, so to speak. Whereas the full moon is much more of standing in your power, in your manifestations. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about the difference there?
Well, it's actually just a little tweak of a different of opposites there.
Yeah.
For the full moon, you want to release what no longer serves you. But you can also manifest under a full moon. You can manifest under any moon. But the new moon is meant for new beginnings, planting your seeds. If you plant the seed under the full moon, it's like raising a lotus, because it's grown in muddy water, in mud. So either moon is quite powerful for what you're referring to. But the releasing aspect is the darkness of the moon that we really want to attack, the dark side. So the great full moon will burn that away. Hence the ashes into the ethers.
Yeah.
Like if you write down, you can also write 3, 6, 9 things down on a piece of paper and burn them, and watch the ashes float away into the ethers. That's another thing we can do on a full moon. It's like if Bruce Lee was here, we'd ask him what suggestions he'd have. He'd be like, "Be water, my friend," because that's literally the best thing we could be is water right now.
Right.
Be in the flow. Just let anything that comes up, because here we go. Let's just jump right into the retrogrades.
Yeah.
We got like seven planets in retrograde. I mean,
it's nuts.
Come on. It's crazy. But Mercury retrograde, that's the communication, breakdowns, electronics. But also, Chiron is in retrograde. And Chiron is the wounded warrior. So that brings up all the emotions already. And retrogrades are bringing back things from the past. Mm-hmm. I had something come back from 2001 to 2005 just the other day. That's 22 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, okay, what emotion was I going through then that I need to release now? So it doesn't matter what area your life is in. There's going to be something that comes up, like childhood trauma, could be something in our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever. They're going to come up, and being in the flow and of the water, like be the willow with oak roots. That's the best way to explain this moon. Be in the flow, but be firmly grounded into Mother Earth, because that moon is going to really, really enlighten us. And just like some things you can add under the full moon, like charging your crystals. That's huge. Everybody does that. Moon water.
Mm-hmm.
You could do two different types of moon water. You could do the moon water where you're going to use only for baths, and you can make moon water to drink. Now, when you use that, you want to use distilled water.
Okay.
And that's also when you get holy water.
Mm-hmm.
It's blessed holy water is made from distilled water. Okay, it's the only way to do it. The only way. So, yeah, so I know you mentioned another retrograde that you were.
Yeah, so I actually, I know Mercury retrograde kind of gets a bad rap because it, messes with our electronics, our vehicles, our communication, interpersonal stuff and whatnot. But one thing I find about Mercury retrograde that I really appreciate is that things come to the surface that were otherwise hidden. Things like passive aggressive communication or actions, lies, dishonesty, not forthright communication is going to be much harder during the time, and those things come to the surface when everything's moving backwards, right? It's harder to hide those things. Right. But with what were we talking about before? Oh, it was the combination of the Venus and the Uranus retrograde, right? Was that what you were referring to?
Yeah, the Uranus.
Where I feel like the two of them together, right? Venus being your love, the sign, the planet of love or self-love as well. It's in Leo right now, correct? And so there's a lot of power and pride behind that. But with it in retrograde, it gives this like, plus the Uranus in Uranus is very much about your authenticity, what makes you unique and all that stuff. I feel like what this is doing, those two together are really telling you to like soak up your personal beauty, your magnificence, like go bathe yourself in rose petals and, like really indulge in how beautiful and spectacular and amazing you are, because that's what this moon, I feel like this moon is illuminating that. This moon is saying, look how magnificent you are. Look how much abundance and prosperity can happen in your life if you just release. If you just be like the fish and go with the flow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right about the Venus retrograde. It's about self-care, love and beauty. The Venusians really had a way about doing just that. They would bathe in waters of roses, rose petals. They would anoint themselves with various oils, and it was just a glorifying their beauty. And it's been, many years that they don't, most people don't look at, how far they've come in 10 years or 20 years or even 5 years for that matter. I'm 10 years sober. So me looking back when I was face planted into the ground on a drunk fest, after a bottle of vodka, now I look back and I'm like, wow, I've really come a long way.
And I think isn't that kind of the gift too that Mercury retrograde is giving us, is all of this self-love, all of this, really rose-colored mirror to look at ourselves in. But then Mercury is still pulling up old stuff. And on top of that, we're also Sun in Virgo, which is very much about reap what you sow. It's harvesting time. Virgo is a perfectionist and needs to learn, to accept the imperfections. So I just feel like there's so much.
Grounded.
What's that?
Very grounded.
Yeah. Very grounded. And I just feel like there's so much of this energy right now that is pointing to, no matter where you are in your life, no matter who you are, no matter what you're doing, you have the opportunity right now to see the truth of, okay, so that also brings us into Saturn. Saturn is in retrograde, right? And Saturn is that masculine father energy, kind of saying, take a reality check. Take a real hard look right now at life. But you've got all these rose-colored glasses on everything else. So I feel like that Saturn retrograde is maybe a little bit more gentle right now than it could be, or than it has been earlier this year.
So. I'm a double Capricorn, so Saturn daddy,
yeah,
has been very easy on me in the moment.
Yeah.
So I agree with you 100%. It's toned down, and that's because of Venus retrograde too. They don't want to hurt us,
right?
They want us to flourish and go above and beyond our human timeline, so to speak, because we signed up for this.
Yeah.
It's soul contract. So everything that we're dealing with, whatever area of life it may be, we signed up for it. We asked for this experience. So being in the ebb and flow of it all, just accept it and get through it. It's how we react is where it stumps us.
Right.
There's no emotions. All there is love.
Yep. All you need
is love. That's right. All you need is love. And it's very true. Well, because love conquers all.
That's the frequency of the universe, the God frequency, the prana that runs through absolutely everything. So I talk a lot from the perspective of the chakras and the energy body. And when we are open and receptive, right? So not when we're fighting, not when we're tense, not when we're groping for things, not when we're fighting against things, pushing things away, but when we simply find that space of inner stillness, I guess, opening up physically relaxing our muscles, relaxing our mind, and our minds can be busy. So when our minds run away or our body gets tense, another example is that I tend to protect myself like this. So it is almost a daily practice for me to remind myself to release, because just this is creating tension, is preventing my energy channel, my chakras, my central energy channel from fully receiving that universal love, from fully receiving the in and out flow of that energy. Sorry, I'm seeing the comments fly by here. I just wanted to make sure we weren't missing anything.
Oh yeah, we love comments.
Yeah. D's, what does this work for the same for animals? What do you mean? Horoscopes for animals? There are absolutely horoscopes for animals.
Yep. You can do. You can also do animal Reiki.
Yep.
Because all cats and dogs have their own chakra system.
He says, "Oh, really sweet." Maybe we should do another session of post your dog's birthday or post your pet's birthdays, and we'll do a little pet scopes. Excuse me.
But they do have that. They have pet scopes. It's funny.
Do they? I imagine so. I guess I've never looked.
Yep.
So it would also not be surprising if during a full moon, especially a blue moon, right, that your animals are acting a little bit funky, a little bit wacky. Because they're affected too, right? It's not like we're not these super different, super special beings that are separate from everything else in the universe, right? We're all interconnected. We're all have that same prana, same energy flowing through us.
Right, which is the life force energy and soul source energy.
Right.
We're all multidimensional beings. Cats are wild because they actually see beyond what we see.
Yeah, that's. I've watched my cats do that.
Mm-hmm. Dogs too, but cats they're more in tune. Because cats are master meditators. They're always sitting in very proper shape, and just with their eyes closed,
half open kitty pose.
That's right, and they're totally awake, but they're in a meditative state. So they're constantly meditating. I'm
gonna absolutely have to create some kind of like cat meditation. We're gonna do. Watch out, guys. We are totally gonna do a cat meditation in a little bit. Not today, but another day. It sounds like Emily here said her pup Luna actually went missing under the quarter moon. She was under the shed but disappeared again today. Emily, was that your dog or your cat? I mean, either way, it's the energy of the moon, right? People end up. Wait, Megan, Megan has a background in hospice medicine, whatnot. So, what happens during the full moon, Megan? What happens to the emergency room? Megan just cries. She just sends crying emojis. So let's see what else.
I worked in psych hospitals, so I know very well.
Why? That's why they literally call it lunacy, right? We know we have. Isn't it funny how we have these things in our language, in our our like regular day to day speech, and then people go, "Oh, astrology is a bunch of baloney. The moon doesn't affect me." Blah blah blah. I'm like, it's literally woven into our speech, these concepts. So there is
absolutely,
yeah.
I did want to add a couple of things, crystals to use to work with.
Yeah.
Selenite.
Guess what I have? Guess what I have here?
Of course we do.
I should have prepared.
How funny is that? It's right here too. Another one is moonstone.
It's right there. Legit, Jeffrey. Okay. Keep going.
All right, here's number 3. Labradorite.
No, you got me there.
Mine's on my altar. It's huge.
Nice.
So I'm not gonna pick it up and carry it over here.
Yeah.
But it's labradorite is great. It's the masculine side of moonstone.
Oh wow.
So it's like Merlin stone. Labradorite is a beautiful stone to work with.
Merlin stone. I love that. Labradorite. Okay. I'm always making a list of stones.
2 out of 3 isn't bad, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I actually have, so I've got a little cluster here meant to actually balance the energies from today because we have so much retrograde and it does affect technology. I specifically brought crystal stones here to help balance that energy out. And so far, so good. These definitely make your list, my friend. Okay, so I brought my selenite. And I have these 2 pieces, and now you're gonna have to tell me. See, I'm a bad stone owner. I guess not bad. I pick them for their energy or for their shape or for ones that I'm drawn to, and often do not know the names of them. So one of the things that I have here is a really nice, just big piece of quartz. And then I have this one here, and I don't remember the name of it. It's got, I don't know how well you can see that. It's got these striations in it, these lines.
Looks like black onyx to me.
Black onyx, that sounds right. So they are here helping manage whatever energies could potentially mess tech up. And so far, so good. We've had a really good tech day for a retrograde to be happening. Emily asks, she's about to head to the moonlight meditation at the crystal shop. What should she bring? So we've already said selenite, labradorite, moonstone. What else?
Let's see. So you have rose quartz.
Always a good one.
Pink calcite. Those are your gentler stones, or maybe something with communication. Lapis lazuli.
Mm-hmm. Or kyanite.
Blue kyanite. Those would be great stones. But if she's got the labradorite to bring to the meditation, that would be really good. That would be good to have that blessed.
Nice. you get those, Emily? You writing those down, my friend? So let's see. I know we mentioned them in the beginning, so I want to kind of review a little bit of some of the things that people can do to. We talked about clearing our crystals and making moon water and whatnot, but for actual tools or ceremonial things or rituals that can be done right now to get in line with, amplify, or utilize the energy of the moon.
As far as a ritual goes,
yeah, it could be simple. It could be
I recommend, we can also down the road do an actual ritual class. But for right now, to keep it simple, take a piece of paper, write what no longer serves you or what you want removed. Try to go 3, 6, or 9, and then fold it away from you.
Fold it away from you. Okay. Because you're trying to get rid of it, right?
That's right.
Okay.
So you fold it away and burn it. If you got a campfire or just, even your candle works too. Always burning a white candle tonight is also very good.
Okay.
Unless you start going into candle magic. But we can do a class on that too.
This is why you're an amazing. Yes, this is why you're an amazing resource. So I gotta again give a shout out here to our in-house Firefly Mystic. This is our in-house shaman. Jeffrey, you are such an amazing asset. I'm so glad that you joined our community, that you are going to be teaching in our Sangha. You guys, if you ever have questions about what stones and what your stones are and what they can do, about ceremonies, about magic, about elementals, what dragons and fae, about even various cards, oracle cards, different kinds of oracle cards and tarot, right?
Which is funny. We're going to chime in on that because I pulled a card and it's a new start is coming, new moon.
Oh, wow. Pulled the new moon on the full moon.
So, you're setting your intentions basically now. So by the new moon, everybody that's watching this right now is going to have a new start. Anywhere in their life, that's going to be a blessing in disguise.
Nice.
I feel it. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sag. There's that fire from Sagittarius.
Nice. And you guys in here listening, claim that, friends. Claim that. We've got our shaman here directing us and supporting that energy. Like I said, this is a powerful one.
Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Those are great cards. 3 right off the bat.
Yeah.
Just for us. That's for whoever's in the Llama community.
Nice.
And in replay, if they watch it in replay.
Perfect.
Because the energy applies. Because time is linear, right?
Yeah. Linear?
Right.
Wait, you got me. I was like, wait a minute. Did you say linear?
Believe in the possible. Blue moon.
Boom. Did you seriously just did you do that on purpose? Did you stack your cards?
No. I shuffled. I split the deck in half. Here we got a blue moon. Believe in the impossible.
Boom.
You can't make this shit up.
Right? It is so it is such a powerful energy. And again, like I feel like a lot of times, especially before I was where I am now, when I was still learning a lot of this stuff, that I would ask, how do I really harness this? How do I really get this moon energy? I mean, I know it's a full moon and I know it's important and I know it's going to help me, but how do I really sink in? How do I put the reins on and ride this wave through the manifestation, toward the next moon, towards the next cycles? How do I really, really harness this? So I'm really, really thankful that you're sharing these tools, the different stones we can use, the different practices, and that you're reaffirming that by engaging in these things and being present with this energy, that it will manifest for you. That it's
Yep.
not like you've got to build a whole in my head it was a tower. For some reason I saw a tower of like stones and like an altar that was like way high to reach the moon, and only then will I reach the energy. You can sit right here and receive.
That's right.
So I actually have a mudra that I wanted to share that's specific to Pisces, to this moon, and to that process of receiving. It is best done with a brief meditation. For those of you who have been to Bhakti Bites or done meditations with me, we always start the same way. We start by taking 3 deep breaths. Should we go ahead and just do the meditation real quick? It's pretty brief.
Yeah.
We'll run through it real quick, and then feel free to please take this meditation and use it outside under the moon. It's best outside under the moon. I know we've got a major smoke haze, really bad smoke haze right here. I don't think I'm going to be able to see the moon tonight, but still go out, spend a few minutes doing this meditation. And this one is intended to open your central energy channel. We've been talking about prana. We've been talking about that flow of life force throughout the entire universe. And when we are tense, when we are holding, when we, restrict that flow, we have a more difficult time receiving that prosperity and abundance and new beginnings and gifts that the universe is bringing to us right now. Those things are already on their way to you. You don't have to fight for them. You just have to wait, like a package coming to your door. So, okay. So everybody go ahead, and if you'd like to join us in the meditation, go ahead and find yourself a comfortable seated position, preferably sitting up. This one's best done sitting up. If that's difficult for you, it'd be okay to lean back against something, but don't lay down for this one. You're going to need your head above you. So for this meditation, we're going to use the Sahasrara mudra, which is the mudra for the crown chakra. It's the crown chakra mudra, and is done by expanding your fingers like this and just making the triangle in the center with your thumbs and your pointer fingers touching at the sides. And then this mudra will go at the top of your head, right above your crown chakra. But hold on, before we get into it, go ahead and put your hands down. Relax for a moment. We're going to take those 3 deep breaths to fully arrive for the practice. So go ahead and close your eyes. Inhale, pulling the breath in through the lungs and down into the belly. And sigh it out. Inhale again, lifting the heart and elongating the spine. And let it go. Once more, inhaling to expand the rib cage in all directions, front, sides, and back. And release. So we're going to invite the breath into the central energy channel. As you inhale, imagine the breath coming in through your nose, all the way down to your root chakra, and exhale it back up from your root chakra all the way back out the nose. So inhaling and exhaling through the nose, using the breath to floss the central energy channel with your mind's eye, seeing the breath, pulling it all the way down to your root, to your pelvic floor, and exhaling it all the way back up through your nose. Let's take several breaths here. The breath is a powerful tool. It can help clear out anything stuck, anything rigid, any holding, any shadow, any cobwebs that are stuck inside of that central energy channel. Nice, slow, steady, big, full breaths. And focus on that intention to clear out the central energy channel with the breath, pulling it all the way down to your root and exhaling it all the way back up through the nose. We're going to do 3 more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go up towards the crown. So inhale through the nose and bring the breath through the central energy channel up to the crown, and then exhale back out through the nose again. So this time we're flossing the top half of the central energy channel. And if your mind monkeys are busy and you find yourself distracted, just return to the practice of inhaling and exhaling through the nose, pulling the breath up to the crown and back out through the nose. Sometimes just breathing through these upper chakras can instigate physical sensations, can shake up the energy body and the spiritual body. So if you find this is too intense for you, just release the breath and focus your attention on that central energy channel. No need to push, no need to fight, no need to create tension. We're just focusing on clearing the central energy channel. A few more breaths. So this central energy channel has two openings, one at the top of your head and one at your pelvic floor, your root chakra and your crown chakra. So we're going to go ahead and release the breath, allow your breath to just return to a natural steady rhythm, and go ahead and make that Sahasrara chakra or mudra, the crown chakra mudra, with a triangle in the center, the tips of your thumbs together, the sides of your pointer fingers together, palms out, and lift that over the crown of your head. Again, you can just relax the breath if you feel called to. You can absolutely keep breathing nice, slow, steady, deep breaths. Again, this can get really intense. So if it's too intense, release the breath. If it's still too intense, release the mudra. If it's still too intense, release the practice. We don't want to create tension. We don't want to create holding. But in this way, we open that central energy channel. Imagine that your fingers are kind of holding the top open, allowing that life force energy to just pour directly down into you. During this meditation, you may notice also that you get kind of visuals, so to speak, things in your mind's eye. You may see things, feel things, hear things, experience things. This is all natural and okay. And as long as it's not too intense, just sit with it. Open and ready to receive that divine source energy that is always guiding you to your highest good in every moment. Fill your cup here. And at some point, if you're like me and your arms start to get tired, you can go ahead and release the mudra. Keep your palms up in your lap. Palms up is to receive. And just hold your attention on the crown chakra, on the top of your head. And then imagine that energy continuing to pour down through your central energy channel, washing over you much like water. Pouring over you, bathing in the magnificent energy of this full blue moon. Feel free to stay with this practice as long as you'd like to. When you feel complete, I invite you to bring your hands together in prayer or simply lay one over the other over your heart in gratitude for today's practice, in gratitude to this magnificent moon is washing over us all of these positive, transformative, healing energies. Remember that all we need to do is receive. All you need to do is release. Release withholding, release tension, release fear, release the past, making room for what will continue to serve you moving forward. And when you're done with the gratitude piece, go ahead and rub your hands together, create a little friction between your palms, place them over your eyes, and then I invite you to slowly kind of brush down over the center of your body, your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, your heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and your roots. So just go ahead and wipe your body off, help clear those energies from your chakras. If you feel called to, you can also tap on them. Tapping works as well. Take that one with you. Do that tonight under the moon. If you are lucky enough to have a clear view of the moon, it is going to increase the impact of that. And if you also bring the stones, Jeffrey, what were those stones again?
Labradorite, moonstone, and selenite.
Those are the powerhouses tonight. Don't forget to put your moon water out as well. And if you want it for drinking, right, it's distilled for drinking.
Yep.
Okay. What else? Are there any other pieces about this moon that are important to talk about? We've talked about. Did we talk about Mars and Libra?
No.
I wanted to mention that piece because with all this other stuff we're talking about, about self-love and being who you really are and facing reality, but also going with the flow. I feel like that energy of Mars and Libra is because Mars is the god of war, right? Mars is the planet of action, of forceful action, of it's that Aries energy that starts the whole zodiac. But Libra is about balance. And this actually energy reminds me of Athena. Athena, warrior goddess, had an owl on her shoulder, apparently, kept an owl to help her judge fairly, to help her see all perspectives so she could fairly choose action or non-action. And I feel like this is like the mindful warrior, the righteous warrior, the warrior. A true warrior is someone who can discern when action is needed and when it is not. Mm-hmm. So do you want to add anything to that?
No, I think we've covered a lot. And owl magic is being able to see the magic in the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
It's 444.
I did not know it was this. Oh, it is. It is right now 444. I have an owl tattooed back there, particularly to not only help me see all perspectives, to help me judge fairly, to help me see clearly both my past as well as what's coming. So that's big energy for me. Let's see. Let me see if we've got. Awesome. Let me see if we've got any comments in here. Thank you for the gifts. Ooh. All right, guys. Are there any questions? Anybody have any questions about this moon, about any rituals or tools that you can use for this moon, about the transits that are happening right now? We are posting sign-specific horoscopes to our TikTok feed as well as to Facebook, I believe. I'll probably get them up on YouTube as well, so that you guys can see what this moon has in store specifically for you. Deez, what you got? Deez has questions. Do you have like so many questions? Because that was like yes, I do. I have all the questions. Yes, all of them. Well, start throwing them at us, my friend. Let's see what you got. Actually, one. Okay, good. We'll give him a second to type it.
One?
Just one?
I can hear the wolves howling in the back.
Yeah. Chase. Chase is being punny. Juan. Not Juan. Juan. Solo uno. No Juan. Solo uno. Okay. Deez says he is trying to find peace with himself. Things are really difficult in his life right now. I know that a lot of us have been going through, this has been one hell of a year for things like astrology, transits. Saturn has been in retrograde, which is the reality check guy, since June.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, a lot of different things that a lot of people are experiencing, but I have had the distinct feeling that all of this is pointing to positive growth. It is like a time in which, yeah, things may be a fucking mess, but I don't see. I heard Father Saturn in there go, "It's for your own good." It's for your own good, kids.
You signed up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, but if we, not but, and things are chaotic, but what do you do? Okay. In the, I surf, or I used to surf. I haven't surfed in a while, so I guess I can't say I surf anymore. But when you're caught in a riptide, this actually happened to me once. I'd always heard about riptides. Don't get caught in a riptide. You will get pulled out to sea. You can't get out of one, blah, blah, blah. I cared, but I'd never really been in one. I was surfing one day and crashed on a wave. I had my board attached to my ankle, and I fell into a riptide. I didn't even realize it. I went off the board and I went to swim up. When I swam up to the surface, I hit my head on my board. And so I kind of went back down again and tried to swim again. I hit my head on my board. I went down again and tried to swim up again, and I hit my head on my board. 3 times I tried pushing my board away from me, and I hit my head on my board anyway. It wasn't until I let go. It wasn't until I stopped pushing that board, fighting the current. It wasn't until I stopped struggling with everything that I literally floated to the surface. And I think that is a perfect analogy for the energies that are happening right now. Yeah, they're nuts. I said to a friend today, it's like a really slow moving hurricane. And the only way to ride that wind is to be flexible. What did you say earlier, Jeffrey? Is that bend like the willow, root like the oak.
Willow. Be the willow with oak roots.
What time is it now? Yep. Okay. Sorry, hold on. So, with that said, we actually are moving on to our, yes, of course, Deez. And, you know, for anybody who is interested in any of these practices, whether they be magical, spiritual, mindfulness practices, practical practices, if you are interested in learning any of these, we have a really, really awesome community over at lamascar.com. We've got fantastic teachers, including our wonderful Firefly Mystic here. And I just, again, want to thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you being in our community and for the magic that you bring to our community. So if you guys are not members yet, please go over to lamascar.com and sign up. You can sign up for our standard herd membership, our Kea coaching membership, which includes a one-on-one session per month, or you can sign up for our Alpaca Avengers membership, which is our energy exchange membership. We want to make sure that if you want to be part of the community, if you want to do these practices, if you want to get involved, if you want to connect with people who are also doing the same kind of hard, heavy, and beautiful, magnificent work, they're at Lamascar. We're all gathering over at Lamascar. So definitely come join us. If you have any questions about either working one-on-one with me or Jeffrey, Jeffrey's here on TikTok. I guess you're Jersey Moon, right? On TikTok here.
Yeah, Firefly Metaphysical.
Firefly Metaphysical. Okay. I might even have you.
On my website.
Okay, fireflymetaphysical.com, correct?
Yep.
Okay. You guys can always send messages, reach out. You can also just email support@lamascar.com and we can direct you in the right places as well. So we are going to bring on our Light of Self Sage, Andrew, to move us through, I believe, some breath work is we're going to be working on. And he's going to be talking about different energies that are passing through right now during this event. He's got a really beautiful community, also like a sister community to La Mascar. So we're excited to have him on. And do you want to just stay live, Megan? And have Andrew pop on? Yeah, Dees, come join the community. If you want to stay in touch, if you want to chit chat more, if you want to come to classes and, come join us. Come join us. So thank you, Jeffrey. And then we will. Thank you very much.
Magical blessings, everyone. Thank you for having me.
You too.
And I'm not going nowhere. I'll be around.
Okay, good. You better, because I'm expecting classes weekly.
Yeah.
Speaking of, actually, Megan, do you want to message Andrew and tell him to hop on and we can just do a seamless little transition here? But Jeffrey, I would actually like to hear briefly about this workshop that you're putting on. Can you plug your workshop real quick while we're waiting for Andrew? Unless he ran away. Did you run away, Jeffrey?
No.
There you are.
No, I got caught up. What was that question again?
I would love for you to briefly talk about the workshop that you're going to be putting on in September, October?
The Dragon Fae?
Yes.
Dragon Fae Elementals.
Yes.
Yeah, well, we're going to do a 2-day event. The first day is going to be the 4 elemental dragons and discuss how to work with them, why they're here, why they're protectors of the Fae and the elementals. And then on the second day, we're going to dive deeper into the elementals and the various Faes. And also, you're going to, by the end of the class, you will know your own personal elemental by just figuring out your name.
That I'm excited
and that's
about.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep it short and sweet, 2 days, break it up. How's that sound?
I like that. I like that it's going to be something that we can do in that time frame so that we're not waiting forever, because the workshops, like I did a workshop that was once a week and I feel like that was a long wait to get the rest of the info.
Right.
So that's gonna be really exciting. And if you want to join in this elementals workshop that Jeffrey's putting on, you've got to join Lamascar. This is not going to be external. It's not going to be live. We do often repackage or package up our workshops once they're done to sell externally. But again, the value is in the Sangha. The value is in the community. You can totally purchase a workshop externally, but you won't get the community with it. You won't get the live classes. I mean, you will get the recordings of them, but it's just more value if you come in and join join Lamascar. And again, right now we've got our free membership. We've got our energy exchange membership up on the front page. And I was ignoring Andrew sitting in the waiting room. Andrew, I am so sorry.
All right. Magical blessings. I'll let you guys rock.
All right. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Hold on, friends. Let me text our amazing Andrew here, because I'm pretty sure I just ignored him for too long. Way to run, tech, D. Way to run, tech. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just a sec. Okay. So, guys, do also, if you can, please share the live. I am going through TikTok Live Studio right now, and it seems to really limit our organic exposure. So if you guys could all who are in here right now, if you guys would do me a favor, please, and just share the live with a bunch of people, that'd be really, really rad. While we wait for Andrew to come back, I ignored him again. There he is! Yay! You're still muted, Andrew.
Of course. Hello. How's my sound? Can you hear me?
Yes, you sound great.
Nice. It's clear?
Yep.
I didn't test my microphone. How goes it?
Fantastic. Yeah,
Nice.
we have been going off all day long without really any, knock on wood, technical difficulties. We've been doing a really great time. So I'm looking forward to a nice, smooth session with you. So I'm going to actually just give you the stage so you can introduce who you are, what you do, and all the things. Yeah.
Cool. Are we live right now?
We are totally live right now.
We're live.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So, shall we?
Yep. There you go.
Awesome. All right. Welcome, everyone, to Llama Scar Blue Moon Bash. Super cool. We've been doing this all day. If you're just joining us now, I have been quite busy myself as I went camping last night. And so I went to a really beautiful spot here in South Dakota and got to be amongst the trees and the river for a little while. So that was really beautiful. I managed to catch a little snippets here and there of everyone's presentations today. And so I caught a little bit of Dave's Bhakti Bites. That was really cool. And kind of tapped in a little bit to Billy's presentation, and I definitely am going to want to catch the replay. So anyways, I just want to shout out to everyone on the Llama crew for doing such an amazing job, and for Megan and Dave for pulling all this off without a hitch, and also to all of our amazing teachers, all of our amazing instructors at Llama Scar. We had Tracy earlier this morning at 8 a.m., wellness or wisdom with Tracy. Then it was followed by Day, our creatrix llama. And we had Jersey Moon, Firefly Mystic, come on not too long ago. We also had Billy, Llama of the Loop, talk about some really amazing stuff about cryptocurrency and Llama Scar creating their own crypto token. So super cool stuff. I encourage everyone to check out the replays where you can find them. You can find the replays on Llama Scar Sangha and Unstudio on YouTube. So anyways, after my session, we are following it up with our last session of the day, which is going to be an amazing session hosted by Kathy, who's going to lead all of you through a yoga nidra. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me here. So how are we doing, Day? Everything going good?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry. I had to find the right screen to turn my mic back on. Yep.
Perfect.
It's fantastic. So I would love to hear a little bit about, well, no, I'm going to let you lead because I have questions for you, but I'm going to let you do your thing first.
Okay, cool. Yeah, bring on the questions. So I have a general flow of this session. So what I wanted to do was start with a song. So like I said, I was out camping last night and I brought my guitar with me, and I haven't played my guitar in like such a long time, and it decided to come with me. And so a song came out, and it was an old song that I wrote myself quite a while ago. And when I was preparing for the session, it kind of like whispered to me that the song wanted to just come out and be played here. So I'm going to play it, bring you guys on a journey. I feel like it has a tone that is pretty conducive to this moon, the energy of this moon. So anyways, I'll start with a song, and then I'm going to present on a different perspective on the time right now that we have just entered into, which is the galactic Mayan cosmology perspective. So we'll get into that, and then I'll lead you all through a breathwork session at the end to activate, purify, and bring us into a meditation. So again, today's a really special day because we're on a super moon, and it's a blue moon, and it's happening in Pisces. So we have an overall theme of deep waters. And I'll talk a little bit later about why it's a really, really potent time to set an intention for the next 13 days. But I'm going to start with a song. So this is like the second time I've played guitar in like ages. So what I want you guys to do is just close your eyes, allow your mental space to soften, allow your body to soften, and just kind of allow this song to kindle your imagination. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Sweet. All right. So, thank you guys so much. How did the sound come through? Hopefully it came through all right. So today is a blue moon once again, and I'm going to bring in a fun perspective to look at, and this is coming from galactic Mayan cosmology. So today is a very, very special day because it's not often that we start a whole new 13-day wave spell at the beginning, right on a full moon. They don't always happen this way. And another really, really interesting correlation or synchronicity to this particular blue moon is that the wave spell that we're entering into is actually the wave spell of the red moon. So just a little bit of context for those who aren't familiar with galactic cosmology. There are time cycles within time cycles, and one of those time cycles, the length is a 13-day period. They do have 7-day time cycles, just as we do, like weeks. They're known as heptads. They also have 4-day time cycles, known as harmonic modules. We have 13-day time cycles called wave spells. Now, so there are 20 wave spells within what is called a galactic spin. And this is 260 days long. And so a wave spell, a 13-day period, is governed by one particular glyph, and there are 20 of them. So you have a particular glyph for every wave spell for all 20 glyphs, and hence you get 260 days. 13 times 20, 260. Now the last wave spell that we just finished, the last 13 days, which ended yesterday, was the wave spell of the Yellow Warrior. And the themes of Yellow Warrior were questioning, fearlessness, and intelligence. That was all last 13 days. It culminated on the 13th day, yesterday, on a cosmic day. And now we land today, right in the very first tone of this wave spell, which is known as the magnetic tone. So we have a magnetic return on this blue moon today. So we're returning back to tone number 1. Tone number 1 is all about purpose. It's all about magnetism. We start in the magnetic, and then we progress through the 13 tones of this wave spell, and then move into the next wave spell. So considering that this is a very intentional day, we have the blue moon in Pisces, deep waters, and we have the first day of the red moon wave spell, which the 3 words, the theme of the red moon is healing, universal water, and purification. So we have both of these things together to really bring us into a place where it's really an ideal time to set an intention, to really plant a seed that you want to see grow in the next 13 days. So what I would love to do is facilitate this process by bringing us into a breathwork technique that is a traditional breathwork technique from Hatha Yoga that is a very cleansing, purifying breath technique, and it can help us come in deeper into ourselves, into our intentions for the next 13 days. But before I get into it, I want to ask Day if she has any questions at all. Let's see what I can do.
Okay. Yeah. I just briefly studied this is the Mayan calendar, right? That you're talking about with these energies.
Mm-hmm.
I briefly read about it before 2012 rolled around. I'm sure everyone remembers all the hype. But it's always been interesting to me how a calendar that was so precise, I don't know, got replaced by a calendar that was not precise. And I just wonder how following a miscalculated calendar misaligns our energies. I don't know if you could talk to that a little bit about the difference between following the Mayan versus the Gregorian.
A little bit. That's an excellent question. Really good question. So if you look back in the history of the Gregorian calendar, there's a bunch of wonky things that happened. It depended on who was in rulership at the time, who kind of like they influenced the calendar. They wanted a month dedicated to them, such as Julius Caesar getting July, right? And there's a few others, but we have originally in the Mayan calendar that each month is only 28 days long. Every single month is 28 days, and it's actually called moons. So, and there's 13 of them, and so there's not any difference. It's very, very uniform. Now the Gregorian calendar it's influenced by ego and just there's speculation on whether it was done intentionally or not, or just kind of haphazardly. That's up to you to decide. But just given that we know that there is a very orderly segments of time, and that the Gregorian calendar is like not following that, you can kind of get the picture that this might throw us off in some ways. So let's see. The feminine creation cycle. I have Z here. She's also whispering in my ear on something. She is so in depth on this stuff. So eventually we'll bring her on to speak more about this. But I have a little bit. I'm gaining a little bit of knowledge here and there from this. So we have February. Sometimes has 28 days. Sometimes 29. We have disorderly like progression of months. Like September is supposed to be the 9th, correct? I mean, not 9th, but 7th. Sep is supposed to be 7, right? But it's the 9th month. October also is 8. Octo 8, but it's the 10th month. And so it's all wonky. And the I would say the way that the galactic Mayan, or just the Mayan calendar itself, is able, like, its functionality is literally like it connects us to the greater cycles of time, because they are all nested within each other, and it's a very mathematical progression. It's the natural unfoldment of time. And so if we are living by these time cycles, we are automatically connecting to the larger time cycles, and the larger ones beyond that, and the larger ones beyond that. One thing we can think about is that connecting with natural time also connects us with the center of our galaxy, as being at the center of this galaxy has basically become all of this. So like we are made of stars, and in the center of the galaxy, the fusion there has manifested all of this in our galaxy and all of the life that is happening around it. So we are intrinsically connected to that center. And in Mayan, that is known as the Hunahpu, center of centers. And because it is holographic in nature and fractal in nature, that it is also here in us that we are able to connect there. The Hunahpu is here as well. So connecting to these time cycles allows us to connect to the bigger picture. In a way.
That was actually really well explained. Thank you. Would you have, if somebody was completely new to this and wanted to start to realign themselves with those natural cycles of time, what is one of the first things that they could do to do that, to start that?
Totally, yeah, good question. So I would recommend downloading this really amazing app called 1320 Sync. And if you have an Android,
Sure.
It's not available. So on an Android, you would want to download Synchronario 1320. There are two different apps, so you can get Synchronario 1320 on your iPhone as well. But they're both amazing. They're both really cool. The first thing that you can do is look up your birthday and find out your own galactic signature. Your galactic signature is a combination of one of the 13 tones that I was talking about earlier, and one of the 20 glyphs put together. So like my galactic signature is blue cosmic hand. So the blue hand is the glyph, and in cosmic is the tone, and it's the 13th tone actually. So download one of those apps, 1320 Sync or Synchronaria 1320. Input your birthday, find out your galactic signature, and read about it. And just kind of see how that resonates with you. It's a really good entrance point into it. And then find it out for your friends and see what theirs means and how you might be related.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's a great place to start.
But again, it's a vast library of knowledge, and I myself honestly have only scratched the surface because it goes so deep, and one person's journey through it will be different than another person's journey because it's so vast. So I'd say that's an excellent starting point. Just find out your galactic signature. All right. Shall we get into some breath work?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, everyone. So I would love to lead you through this breath technique called pranayama, or in other words known as strong yogic breathing. And this really has a way of purifying. So we're going with the theme of purification, of purifying our energy fields. It energizes the nervous system, and then it allows us to relax even deeper in between the rounds, so that we can come to a place of, it's kind of like shaking up, say like water, like a jar of water with sand, and then all the sand kind of like mixes with the water and then begins to settle and then forms a layer at the bottom, and the water on top of that becomes clear. So this breathwork is kind of like doing that, and then in between rounds the waters become clear, and we're able to really tune into ourselves. And so we're going to use this to connect to our intention in the formula like one. So just begin by finding a comfortable place to sit. This can be on a chair if your knees struggle with sitting cross-legged, or you could be sitting cross-legged on the floor on a pillow. Find your most comfortable meditative posture. And close your eyes and take a moment to just tune in to your body and your energy field. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the state of your mind in this moment. Do you feel like there's many distractions competing? I like how Dave puts it, the monkey mind coming in. Or is it tranquil? Is it calm? Are you perceptive? Are you able to focus, concentrate? So kind of just gauge yourself on this spectrum of things. We're going to see how this changes through this breathwork practice. A word of, I would say, awareness, a word of caution before we begin. It's best to do this breath work on an empty stomach, or at least an hour after having eaten. So if you have, either just take it really gentle, or just breathe deeply and just coming into your center. Also, if you have any sort of, if you've just undergone surgery, or you have like a stomach ulcer or anything like that, then I would urge you to take it very easy, or just come into deep, slow breathing. Okay. So this breath is emphasized with a very strong, full breath coming in and going out in a quick pace, about a minute, about a second to 2 seconds each breath. like this. So we're going to go into around 10 breath cycles and then release and relax. And we'll do 2 rounds. So again, tuning in, finding your center, and finding your breath. Breathing through the nose, bringing all your attention inward to perceive sensations within the body. And if you feel at any moment that this breath is too much, then just release the breath. We'll begin now with our first round. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling. Inhaling, exhale. Inhaling, continue. Two more breaths. Exhale, release the breath. A lot of energy, a lot of heat you might feel in the body. Allow all of this energy to settle. Cultivate stillness in the body. Begin to open up your awareness to your internal landscape. Noticing all the little sensations, vibrations beginning to settle. Relaxing down into your seat. Releasing all tension in the body and in the breath. Now connect with your breath. Notice its natural expression. The very subtle nature of the breath in this moment. These little waves, little pulsation, each breath, very subtle. We're going to move into the second and last round of this technique, if it feels all right. If you notice any discomfort in the body, then just release the breath and come back into natural meditation. All right, we'll begin now. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue. Keep going, stirring up a lot of energy with this breath, a lot of heat. If it gets too much, then just relax, release. 2 more full breaths. Last one. And release the breath. Coming into stillness in your body. Noticing all the sensations, the activation beginning to settle. As everything begins to settle, becomes more harmonious, more balanced, and our awareness is what is facilitating this process. So you may begin to hold your awareness or distribute your awareness throughout the entirety of your body. And to open the space of your awareness in order to receive the sensations that are occurring throughout your body, your pranic body, the energy body. And as all of this begins to settle, we are able to then begin to pick up on more subtle information that is lying behind the more obvious sensations. So just continuing to cultivate awareness of each natural breath. Sometimes the breath may stop for a period of time. This may be a very enjoyable experience, so just allow this to happen. We are gradually beginning to come in to perceive the subtle sensations in our emotional bodies and in our mental bodies. So allow what is arising just to arise to you now. What kind of emotions come up for you? What kind of memories may be coming up for you in this moment? What kind of challenges maybe you might be facing in your life right now, currently? And just provide the space for this to breathe. So we're going to breathe with it. We're going to begin to increase the length of each breath, moving into a breath technique called Ujjayi Pranayama. So each breath getting deeper and longer. And with each breath, creating Ujjayi sound by partially constricting the throat so you can hear each moment of the breath like a smooth sound of wind or perhaps distant ocean waves. We're going to use this breath and this sound to concentrate our minds and to even out the fluctuations of the mind and the emotions, so we can come to an even deeper place of stillness beyond the fluctuations, beyond the sensations, into the deep water of our subconscious mind. Now, at certain points, you may notice, either in this session or through continued practice, that something in the subconscious is allowed to come up or allowed to arise. Take special note of these things, as now we have the opportunity to move these energies through us into expression, into forms of art. In a sense, this is very much the healing process that we are coming into awareness of in this moon, this next 13-day wave spell, as one of the themes is healing. So keep on lengthening the breath, making it very smooth and even.
I got one, just like you said I could.
Did you get the smaller one?
Yeah.
Good job.
I like how this one has steel on the paw.
Okay, did you get a filter for it? There's one in there.
The blue.
Noticing the
Yep.
quality of energy that comes
Okay.
with the inhales.
I need to be working. I love you.
And the quality of energy
Are they like
that comes with the exhales.
thing? Because it smells a certain way.
Inhales bringing a sense of expansion,
It smells that way 'cause it smells that way.
activation,
I need
energy.
to be working. I love you.
Exhales bringing a sense of relaxation and returning home or rooting down. Like the waves on the ocean, we'll breathe 3 more breaths. And you can imagine each breath being like a wave on an ocean, culminating at the top of the inhale, rolling over and crashing, rolling to the shore on the exhales. And the last breath, releasing the exhale and allowing your breath to completely release. Breath becomes completely free to express. Become still. And now in this spaciousness of your awareness, allow to arise an intention for the next 13 days. Or perhaps an intention for a longer span of time. But intention for you in your life right now, what you may have to accomplish, or what you may be wanting to achieve within your own consciousness. This could be cultivating a state of peace, cultivating receptivity, cultivating more awareness, or more love. Any of these things, allow this to arise in your heart space. And the key here is to really allow this to arise in full view, to get a really good sense of this intention that you are cultivating for yourself. And in this way, it's going to be like we're planting a seed in this moment into soil that is fertile, that is ready to sprout the seed in the days to come. In order to do that, we want to feel the energy of this intention as well. Cultivate this feeling here in the now, present moment of our bodies. So take a few moments to really get a good sense. You may visualize what this looks like for you. Feel what it feels like for you in your body. With this energy, I want us to formulate a statement. This statement in yoga is known as sankalpa. Sankalpa is literally an intention or a heartfelt resolve, and it's literally the seed that we are planting in this moment. So we're going to give it a voice and give it words or an encoding. And the words that we'll use will begin with I am, which will acknowledge our eternal presence, or the ultimate, the absolute self, beginning with I am. And then the following words will be the sankalpa. So if you were wanting to cultivate more peace, say, in your life, then your sankalpa can be I am peace. This is a statement that recognizes it in the now, avoiding words like I am wanting to be in peace, and instead bringing it here and now and saying I am peace itself. Or if it was love, I am love. And allow this word to reverberate and repeat this word 3 times internally. And the third part of this meditation is to intend now also that this sankalpa be remembered in moments where we may be having a tough time, to allow this to arise again, and we can return here. And in this way, we're able to nourish and vitalize this sankalpa, much like watering a seed and providing all of the necessary nutrients for this seed to sprout and grow into a strong tree or plant or flower. And with that, we are going to conclude this practice much like we've planted the seed, and then we're just going to cover it over with the top layer of soil. So we'll enter into this closing sequence that I really enjoyed. So bringing the hands up together in front of the heart. First, rub the palms together to create some heat in the palms. And once you feel some heat, separate the hands for a moment and tune in and feel the quality of energy in the surface of the hands. This is your life force energy. And slowly bring the palms back together in prayer. And the next thing I would love to do is actually take one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And feel as though this energy is radiating throughout your being from your hands, cultivating a state of thankfulness and gratitude, of warmth, of compassion. Knowing that you can hold yourself through all of the challenges, through all of the difficulties. Remembering that the deepest part of you is eternal and unaffected. And so, moving now back to hands together, and create a little more heat. Bringing energy into the palms. And now, bring the palms, both palms over the eyes, blocking out all the light. Take a moment, allow your eyes to adjust to the darkness. And with a soft inward gaze, notice what you see in the darkness. You may see points of light, perhaps colors or clouds of colors. You may even see an internal vision, just allowing whatever is to arise to arise. And then slowly, we're going to begin to massage over the surface of the skin, beginning with the head and on down to the neck and the shoulders, giving ourselves like a self-Reiki healing, combing through the entire energy field of the body. If there's any stuck energies, any distortions, just combing through them all the way under the feet, both feet, and back. Noticing how you feel in this moment. And then we'll finish with 3 ohms all together. Feel free to join me if you wish. Inhaling now. Bowing forward to the infinite within, and releasing the practice.
That's just amazing, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone who is joining. I think I would like to say that ever since I found Lamaskar, I've been so impressed by all of them who are creating this magical space online. And I just want to give a shout out to everyone, and also to invite you all into this space. If you haven't been invited yet, then take this as your invite. And I believe you can find the link below this video, correct?
Yeah, it should be, depending on where we are. If you're watching from YouTube, there should be a link on the main page there. If you're watching on TikTok, we have a link in my bio, and then same with Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, just go to our profile at Lamaskar. We're pretty much Lamaskar everywhere you go. You can join from there too, or you can go directly to lamaskar.com.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Andrew. We so appreciate your energy in the space too, and I know that you have an amazing platform as well. So if you guys are interested in hearing more about the New Genesis stuff that Andrew and Z are doing, it's really powerful work that they're doing. They have a beautiful community, and Andrew is generous enough to share his time and his energy with us as well. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I would say the very best way to connect with us is on Facebook. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would say the very best way to connect with us is on Facebook. We have a Facebook. Search that at Facebook. Join us on there. We'll get you in there, and then you can be informed about all the other stuff that we're doing. All right, so we have up next, we have a beautiful Yoga Nidra by Kathy, so stay tuned.
Awesome, thank you. And just so you guys don't forget, if you are part of the Sangha, Andrew does our Sunday morning breath work at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Don't miss his class. This was just a tiny taste of what he does in those sessions. So if you want to come join, come sit with Andrew Sunday mornings in Lamaskar.
Right on. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, brother. Okay, my friends. Hold on, let me check the chat here. There we go. Okay. So we are still going live. A marathon. Blue Moon Marathon. Okay. Let's see where we're at. So we have, I think I'm waiting for Kathy to come in and join us.
Did I make it here?
Let's see, where are you?
Did I make it here?
If only I can get us to stop.
Did I make it here? Did I make it here?
Oh no. We have the eternal echo going. Hold on, guys.